Okay, this episode is Winter Wrap-Up, because apparently winter has come and gone in between episodes, and, well, I don't know, so I'm assuming we're catching up with them a few months down the line, or I don't know if they're going out of order in episodes, whatever. But, okay. Premise of this one is that, yeah, it's time for the end of winter, but that doesn't just happen, because we've established that day and night, that doesn't just happen. They need the princesses to change the day and the night, so, yeah, I guess the seasons too. They need to change them on their own. And where Twilight comes from, they use magic, but she has a new home with her friends now, and they do not use magic, people in this town. They do it manually, so they have to clear out, shovel out all the snow on their own, they have to bring the animals back from hibernation, all of the above. So, alright. So then Twilight can't use magic, but she's really excited to join in for the first time to help everyone fit in here, so okay, how's she going to fit in without using magic? That's the conflict. And so, okay, she gets up bright and early, really excited for this. Spike grudgingly comes along, even though he doesn't like getting up early. So, alright, and then she gets there right at the start. They sing a song about it, which, pretty catchy, one of the better songs I've seen from this show. So, then yeah, she sets about it. And she goes to each one of her friends, I should say, looking for where she can help out, because I guess they're all sort of in charge of like one key component of this. They all have different talents. They know where they fit in, and like Rainbow Dash, the flying one, ponies. That's an easy one because we've established that they control the weather, so they need to bring forth the sun. They need to go get the fly south and get the birds that migrated. All of that. And that's the obvious no dice for Twilight, because she doesn't have any wings, so get that out of the way first. And so then she moves on to Rarity, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so Rarity, she builds all the birds' nests, because I guess they don't do that on their own here either, so... Okay. Because she's Rarity, she makes them look really nice, really fancy, and yeah, Twilight wants to help out, but because she's never done this before, hers looks like a bird's nest, actually, just what you'd think they'd look like, but of course that's not nearly as proper as Rarity's, so she's really embarrassed, and Rarity is like, well, maybe they can use it as a, and then, funny line from Spike, an outhouse. So, Spike's kind of a schmuck this time around, so, I mean, I don't know if that was an aspect of him they were hoping to maybe emphasize more than they did in early episodes, or if he's like, a friend, but also kind of a schmuck friend who, or like the petty little brother of the group, but yeah, he's been doing more of that lately, so we'll see. But anyway, so it doesn't really work out with Rarity. She moves on to Pinkie Pie, who is using her talent for ice skating, which we never knew she had, because you need to melt ice faster than it would normally melt in a pond for whatever reason. They probably explained it and I just wasn't paying attention, but okay, so to bring forth spring fast enough, we'll say that. And so ice skating across it, slicing it up, means that it breaks along the lines, and then each little piece melts faster than just the whole thing together. So, okay. She's skating around, she's really good at it. Twilight, once again, she's never ice skated before, so it's probably better than I was at my first time, on my first try, but yeah, she just like slides across, crashes, Spike, once again with the line, hey, you're a natural, alright, a natural disaster, so, okay, so yeah, that's pretty. Pinkie Pie kind of tries to make her feel better, but she's Pinkie Pie, she's not exactly subtle, she's like, I'm sure my first time was just as crasherific as yours, really? No, but I did make you feel better, right? So, okay, moving on to Fluttershy. Fluttershy wakes up all the animals, gets them ready in time to abandon their hibernation homes before the snow melts and they flood, so, okay, she goes around waking all of them up, ringing a little bell, being, like, gentle, calling out to them, like, come on, little friends, wake up, it's time, just your gentle, before school wake up, so, okay, Twilight's excited to help out with this one, seems pretty self-explanatory, but, I mean, of course, something has to go wrong, so the first one, she goes to wake up, she rings the bell, she's all excited to see which cute little animals she's woken up, and this one's a snake hole, so she, like, stumbles back, like, shocked, really scared of that, and crashes into another hole where bats come flying out of, so she bolts again, and then they just go like full blown Looney Tunes slapstick here. This was, um, well, I'll say what I think in a minute. But yeah, she crashes like into a tree that just like shows up out of nowhere. A beehive drops on her head, and she bolts again. Like can't see where she's going. Runs into a skunk hole. Like she bolts into the hole, crash. Nothing happens for a second, and then skunks come wandering out as Fluttershy is like, Fluttershy just gets to them too, like, oh, good morning, friends. Welcome to, wow, Spike and Twilight are having the reaction that you'd expect to have to skunks, but, okay, so, and that, I mean, two minds about that one, because, I mean, I've had to sit through plenty of, like, high estrogen shows in my day. Like, this one, on one hand, it's, like, sweet feeling, the sparkly baby girl horse toy getting pummeled by slapstick, like, satisfying, but go figure the show that sees, like, the appeal of that, or the, like, yeah, that not everything is cute and cuddly. The show that's smart enough to play that angle is the one that makes you feel bad, that can also make you feel bad for the character, because, I mean, this is starting to add up, and Twilight's trying so hard, you do feel a little bad for her, is the thing. And I mean, so, next scene, she's taking a tomato juice bath, Spike's scrubbing her down, because he's still the diligent assistant, diligent friend, even though he's also a schmuck, and I mean, and actually, tomato juice, little known fact, tomato juice is 100% or 98% an old wives' tale. They said it covers up the scent a little bit, but it does not get rid of it. That's a very temporary solution at best. So, luckily in this world, it's not that gets rid of it for Twilight. So, okay, but she's still determined. Spike's telling her just use magic, nobody will notice. But she's like, nope, I'm gonna find a way. And but of course they're not setting that up for nothing, because the next thing she tries is going to Applejack's farm, where everybody's shoveling snow off and planting the seeds for, I guess, the food they have to grow in spring. And, Twilight, she just pleads for a chance to try driving her own snow shovel, or whatever, snow plow, I don't know, it's like a four-wheeled contraption with a plow on the front that she hooks herself into and, yeah, plows snow with. But she's not the strongest of ponies, because I guess, obviously, she doesn't, I mean, she's not really an athlete. That's more Applejack or Rainbow Dash's thing. So, okay, so, geez, is that it? Well, yeah, or I guess Applejack's whole family. But anyway, she can't make the plow go anywhere, so she takes Spike's advice at last and uses some magic. She makes it move on its own, and I mean, of course, this has to go wrong in the worst way possible. It gets away from her. It starts moving too fast. It builds a giant ball of snow, and I mean, it what goes out of her control. It's like pulling her along with it. The ball of snow runs over Spike and Applejack and plows them all the way into the side of the hill. And so it's, yeah, big crash. Not enough that they had to take that, but then it unleashes a like giant mound of snow, which big snow tidal wave, and it half covers the area that they already got done with. So it's worse than ever. And Applejack, she's mad at her for that. She's mad at her for using magic at all, like breaking tradition. She gives her the big lecture, and I mean, Twilight, yeah, she doesn't even know what to say. She's about to break down. She's about to answer, but instead she like changes her mind and just runs off, trying to hold back the tears. So, okay, cut to her hiding in a bush while, like, at rock bottom, while Spike is still trying to cheer her up, even though he's not very good at it, and just like, well, you're good at a lot of things, just not this thing you tried, this thing you tried, this thing you tried, and this thing you tried. So, okay, but then, we need the payoff here, the reversal, I guess. It turns out that everyone has been messing up a little bit. Fluttershy's or Applejack can't get the snow up fast enough, I guess, because, yeah, it's, she needs her seeds to be planted on time, but if it melts too fast, if it goes up and then melts too fast, Fluttershy's animals will be flooded, so they have no idea what to do there. They're both telling Rainbow Dash to bring forth the sun faster, slower, etc. So, and then meanwhile, Rainbow Dash isn't managing her task very well. She put a pony called Ditsy-Doo in charge of going south to get the birds, and she flew north, and I mean, apparently not only was this a bad idea, she made the same mistake last year, and apparently Spring was then also late last year, and Rarity is being OCD with the nests, so she's only made one, they need hundreds, and Pinkie Pie ice skates as neatly as she eats cake, so it's just completely broken in like different sizes. She didn't help anything with that. So, okay, and then Twilight realizes because she's so by the book and everything, she plans her activities to a T with lists and stuff like that, so she realizes that this is where they need her to lead the whole thing. So, yeah, as the mayor is trying to sort this out, I mean, just as I said that just now, I realized that they've probably done a lot of puns with the fact that she's the mayor, and okay, but never mind. I'll be looking for that from now on. But anyway, okay, so yeah, Twilight completely offers to organize everything for her, and she does. We see exactly how she does it, like the ice skating. She gets everybody to stand in place, form a perfect grid, and how they slice it. She organizes the seed planting. She brings winter forth on time, so she's now the hero of the day. Everybody's really grateful, and so yeah, that's how she fits in. And okay, and it ends with Spike falling asleep on the last ice block of the pond, because I guess he needs his comeuppance for being such a schmuck. So okay, the ice is about to melt on him. He's about to fall into frozen water, and he does, and he gets a cold. So okay, that's how it ends. Spike with his cold, while Twilight writes to the princess and about what she's learned. So okay, I think that's pretty much it. And actually, I thought this one was really good. I mean, I think this is. We haven't had a great one in a while, but yeah, I think this is right up there with those earlier ones that I said were really good. I said like the earlier 2 or 3 were okay. The opening, never mind. But yeah, I think this one is right up there with those, and and I think at least one comment said that they thought this episode was kind of typical, and it is a plot we've seen before. That's one thing, but this is one where I think they nailed the approach, doing it a lot smarter than you've usually seen it done. Because we've seen this before, but there's a reason this one is reused. It is sort of an identifiable scenario to want to help, want to fit in with like a task that everybody does, wanting to be a part of it, and just not fit, and like having to cope with the fact that you're the dead weight. I mean, there's 100 different scenarios you could apply that to, and they also add that Twilight, she's not just like insecure about not fitting in, she's excited to like be part of this new town, to fit in, help out, all of that, but she can't. So I mean, that's like a hard blow, and I mean, and they don't. And this was really smart though. They don't overplay the sadness, which I mean, they could have milked that dry, but they don't. They build up like how bad she's crashing, how bad she's going down, but I mean, they don't like make it too sad. It's just she keeps pushing forward, she keeps trying, she more or less keeps her head up, and then we're the ones who register how it's not working out more than she does. You get the sense it's building up, but okay, they wait right till the end to play that card, so when she finally does strike out, it actually is a little bit sad. And I mean, you wouldn't think you'd say that about My Little Pony, but there you go. That's one example of how, point to the bronies. This show is a lot smarter than a lot of similar shows. And I mean, slapstick too. The other side of the story, the humor, the lines from Spike, the slapstick, it was done really well. It was, I wish I could describe how. I mean, some people are really good at describing how slapstick works, but I mean, it's like, just, they don't advertise it coming, they don't like draw out the blow coming, just like one gag to the next. Twilight, she's running from the bats, and then before you even see the tree coming, she hits it, and then the beehive on her head, and you get that image with like all 4 limbs splayed out while she's screaming like in shock, and just the hive on her. I mean, just the way they draw it, even, I can't begin to, I'm sure that they could tell you their secrets a lot better than I could, but just, they play it really fast, really sharp. The gags, they hit. Most of them hit. So, okay. And it balances them. I mean, like I said, we're supposed to be feeling bad for Twilight, but when something's funny, they let it be funny. I mean, it's just like a really kind of seamless blend. I mean, I don't know if I sound like I'm ranting incoherently here, but I mean, well, what can I say? I think they did a good job, so this is me praising something. I praise by ranting incoherently. How about that? Okay, but anyway, any other notes? Oh, I guess what I also wanted to say was that I thought having Twilight's, I guess, organizational skills be the solution, that was probably as bad as good a solution as they could have come up with. I mean, like, we all know that, of course, she has to find the things she can do at the end, but I like that, one, it involves the admission that, like, nobody's perfect, that everybody here has made some mistakes, nobody does it just right. So, I mean, that, in fact, having Twilight take up the leadership reins as she has already, I mean, I think that that was rather fairly smart. You know, I mean, it tied into what we've seen before, and you know, it showed how, in a believable way, you know, based off of stuff that's already been established, how Twilight not only fits in, but like can be exceptional as far as helping out here goes. So that was pretty satisfying, all in all. So like, yeah, once again, definitely much smarter than when we've seen it done before, and I appreciate that. So let me see. I think that's pretty much it. The next one is Call of the Cutie, so we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, till then, take care.